Hi YouTube, how are you guys doing today? Hopefully pretty good. I come to you pretty much towards the end of August. So this summer has been a little interesting. As you know, we kind of bought our first house beginning of April, which was really exciting. And that gave us a beautiful room for me to start playing in. It was actually a little harder than I thought it would be. I was really excited about it, and then I think when you want something so bad and you put it together, you're terrified that you're gonna mess up somehow. You're gonna pick a wrong color or make a wrong choice, and it's a lot of energy and effort and finances that goes into it. So I was really terrified to constantly make bad choices. So I went a little slower than I would have liked, but honestly, with COVID and everything, it's not like, you know, I was rushing to use my studio. So I'm glad I took my time. So I apologize for the lull in videos, but I'll kind of walk you through some of the things that we did. I didn't take a lot of video during it, just because we were just too busy and too frustrated, and so I just took a lot of photos, and then I figured I would just kind of walk you through what we did. So out here right now, I'm in one of my favorite places in our new house. I'm actually in my patio. Don't mind my flowers. I am not a good flower mom. I need to water them more. But it's my favorite place. It's got a ceiling fan, so even in the summer, it's still really nice to be. So in our room, we started with the walls. That was used to be a bedroom, and so there was actually a lot of damage to the walls, and a lot of cords and things like that that were put in for cable and stuff. So with it being a photo room and a lot of things needing to be mounted flush and flat, those cords and things like that were not very useful to me, so they actually needed to kind of go. So we got rid of them. It was a little scary because some of them were like really big cable cords, and I actually had to like make the holes in the wall bigger to push the cables back through. When my husband told me that this is something I needed to do, I was like, why are we making the hole bigger? That's not the point. But he was right. So with those cords and cables, there's actually patches and things like that that you can get that were really simple. I watched my husband do the first one, and then I did the other. So we just pushed the cord back in the wall. It comes in a great little kit. We sanded it, made sure that it was nice and smooth, and then you put up just kind of the little covering, and then there's like plaster that you put on top of it. You make sure that it's nice and thick, that way you don't see any of the little kind of grids from the little plastic piece that they give you to kind of make no longer a hole. Once it dries, then you just take your sandpaper to it again, and your hole is gone. So he was right. It was what we needed to do, and it looked really good. So after this, we decided to paint. I really love the wall color that I used. I don't get direct sunlight, so I get kind of side sunlight. So it can have a cooler tone, so I went with a warmer white. My white is called Marshmallow, so it kind of helps warms it up where the sunlight is just a pinch cool because it's not direct. So we painted my room, which was really exciting because being in an all-white room and in the sunlight, light kind of is one of the things that inspires me. So I'm standing in this room and I'm so excited and I can't even control myself. So it was fantastic. And then this is where we kind of realized our really big mistake. It wasn't that big, honestly, but going through it, it felt like it really was. Next comes the floor, and as you rip up carpet, with a nicely fresh painted wall, you're going to scratch it. So we had to be really careful as we're ripping up this carpet, and ripping up the carpet nails and boards and things like that. Yeah, that was not very smart on our part, but that's okay. And I think that was one of the great things about all this, is that no matter what we do, it's okay. I know for myself, especially in photography, because it means so much to me that the idea of failure is sometimes scarier than like actually failing. So if there's anything that is large or that I don't know how to do, I kind of just stand in front of it like a deer in the headlights. And it was really great learning that just do it, you know. You're gonna get so much more satisfaction out of doing it, even if it's slightly imperfect, than just standing there waiting and staring out of, you know, fear of failure. And then the other side of it too is that this is our house. I'm no longer dictated by a landlord or an owner. I would never do this, but hey, if I wanted to put a hole in the wall, I kind of did a little bit, but not really. So it was a good feeling. So we ripped the carpet up, which is actually a little fun. I've never taken a X-Acto knife to carpet before. I've never demolitioned a house before, and it was kind of cool. I could see how demo days on TV shows are kind of really fun. So we ripped the carpet up. We actually saved some of the carpet, which is kind of nice. I like to repurpose or reuse as much as we can. I'm not perfect. But we actually used some of the carpet as like parts outside in the garage, like where my husband stands in front of his workbench, or like a little carpet before you go into the house. It's gonna get dusty and dirty anyway because it's in a garage, so we might as well kind of use what we can. The next part was interesting. Around the walls is little wooden strips that holds the carpet pieces, and you actually have to take those up. I don't know why, but in my head, I don't know, I didn't realize those were there. Just because you step on the carpet all the time and you don't think that there's nails underneath it, but there is. Don't step on them. They're very painful. So we took a crowbar and we started with a hammer, but in a wall cement floor pinging of a hammer, you want to go like deaf in 4 seconds because the ringing was just so intense. So we actually switched to a mallet, which was a lot better. And then also freshly painted walls, and we're taking a mallet like 6 inches away from it, just pounded into it. Yeah, so don't paint your walls before you do anything with the floor. We were really lucky. We didn't make too many big mistakes, but we came to a few close calls where I almost like whacked the wall with a mallet. Not good. So with those, you also really want to be careful, because as you're tearing them up, they're little spiky pieces, and if you're not watching where you're stepping, or if you're not really being careful with your pile, you can really get hurt with that. So you really want to make sure that you wear good shoes, not flip-flops or barefoot. Thank you, husband. He told me to do the right thing. And then we just took the trash can and put it outside the door, and that way as we got like a couple pieces, we just put it right in it. So at this point we have beautiful walls, cement floor, and I'm literally thrilled and bouncing off the walls. It feels so good to see. So if you guys have any questions on kind of that process, or what I used or how I used it, just let me know. It was really easy so far to take a room and make it into my studio. I like to do newborn studios, and so you don't really have a lot of space that you need for that, and I'm really excited to keep going. Stay tuned, because the next part that we're doing is the really hard one. It's laying the floor, and I have no idea what I'm doing with that one. It's not supposed to be hard. I read the directions like 4 or 5 times. We're gonna need some help. Alrighty, bye guys, have a good day.